Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope that things are well in your world. We've got another Daily Brew for you today, and this was kind of a really fun one. It didn't take as much like racking my brain to figure out how to build around the Guardian project, but I ended up with a really fun deck that I actually quite enjoyed playing, and I'm recognizing that some of these builds are going to be ones where we really have to dive deep to find a way to make it work, and others are just going to be fun cards that we get to play with that kind of aren't really powerful enough to typically make their way into Explorer, but when they do, you can still win some games and still have a good time with them. I hope you'll enjoy watching the Guardian Project build and games. Again, it was really fun. And I also hope that you'll consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you do, you'll get an alert when there's a new video for the Daily Brews, as well as my Storybook Brawl content and Magic Draft videos, which I do plan to do, although be it a little bit more rarely than I did in the past. And you'll help the channel grow, which I would really appreciate. All right, thank you so much. Enjoy the video. We'll see you soon. All right, so we need to build around the Guardian project, or just Guardian project. Clearly we need to run 4 of them. And it looks like we would need to run just singleton green creatures. I'm kind of thinking about green-black, or we could have a little bit of recursion. Lurtree deck? I mean, nothing's ruled out. Lutry, I guess, is what that is. Each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. Well, that means we can't like double up on our removal, which I may want to do. It's not crazy though. Like, we would be able to companion this if we were willing to do that for the removal spells, and we probably could, but it also means like the spells would just be weird. I was thinking this may be like an opportunity to do a little bit of a toolbox, but at the same time, it's not like we're tutoring up cards, right? Shared summons, you say. Search your library for up to 2 creature cards with different names. Put them in. Oh my God, Mobo, you've broken it. You've absolutely broken it. I'm not brewing. You're brewing. Now all we need to do is build mana ramp. I mean, that seems perfect. 5 mana, draw 2. That's exactly what I want. Now we're doing it. I'm doing that. I hate Collected Company with a passion. I will not... Unless somebody makes that the thing I have to build around, I will not put that in the deck. It's too inconsistent and I don't like it. I still think I like green-black. So let's start looking at just solid toolbox creatures for green-black. Hey, what's up, Orcish? I hope you have an awesome vacation, my friend. So stuff we can go look up. Cryptbreaker's here. That's kind of busted. How the heck is Cryptbreaker in this format, and why haven't I built a Cryptbreaker deck? I don't think I actually want to put it in this, though. That's just interesting. Deadeye Tracker I don't want. I expect the green cards will be more of the creatures I'm interested in. Yeah, I guess you could give me a theme to build a zombie deck. That could be fun too. Iwitch could be interesting. So basically what we're looking for in this deck, nobody, is singleton creatures, ideally that have ETBs. This one could potentially let us go get any number of learn cards from our sideboard. I think that's actually interesting enough that I want it. Unless there's just a better learn creature, which there might be. I just can't remember one right now. I didn't mind Falmir Knight at all, but I don't know that it belongs in a constructed deck. Yeah, we'll get the classics. I imagine those are just things we're going to get, right? Like some sort of Octabi Orangutan, Necrotal, Craterhoof. I don't think I'd have thought of Massacre Girl. That's a good one. Yeah. Huh, I mean, that could be interesting. I just don't know how much life gain I'm trying to work in here. The flexibility is interesting. I've played decks that had Valentin and Lisette in it. I suppose it's a possibility. We're just brewing here. We're just thinking. There's no wrong answers. What do you do? Nah, that's not it. Green, blue, Volo. How do you kill stuff? We'd have to do it with like fight spells? Volo's interesting because then I get 2 of them. Huh. Am I thinking about this wrong? Is that just better? Is that an actual deck that people have built? Well, either way, it probably makes sense to look at the green creatures first. It's a popular brawl deck. Okay. I don't want to just like rebuild something someone else has made, but let's go through and get the green stuff first. I know I'm going to want those. So there's Death Touchers, there's a stupid Sprout, Innkeeper, I don't need any of that. We probably do want some mana creatures like a Goose and maybe a Llanowar Elf. Some version of those. We'll cut these for now. I always liked Oiva. Grandma. Something to do with a bunch of extra mana. But it's something, I'm thinking limited. That's just not what Constructed is about. I need powerful things to slam a game over. Is there not some other 1 mana dork? I guess there's really not. I assumed there would be something like Feldwar Elves or Boreal Druid. There's just not a lot of 1 mana dorks. I can probably play a couple 2 mana dorks just fine. This should be real good in this deck, huh? I think we probably want most of the 1s and 2s to be rampers. Because ideally we want to cast this Guardian project pretty quickly, right? The sagas are interesting. I don't think I can play the sagas because we need a bunch of creatures, right? I don't want to play Druid of the Cowl. It's kind of bad. But I may need to. Dryad Greenseeker is going in. Yeah, but this triggers when I play a creature. No, it triggers when a creature enters the battlefield. Oh crap, you're right. Okay. Elvish Visionaries in this set. That seems like an auto include. Could play the Caryatid. That could do something. I'm down with that. Incubation Druid's one I was looking for. Yeah, I'm going to have to play something like Leafkin Druids or whatever. This is a searchable, like, deal 3 damage to a flyer, right? Hey, what's up, Bob? Yeah, we probably play Leafkin Druid. This is probably here for my toolbox. Lotus Cobra helps me ramp. I can do that. That does give me another learn option, which is interesting, because this is basically, well, this should tap for mana. Maybe we play a Paradise Druid and call it for the 2-drops, unless I see one that's just like, obviously should be in here. Yeah, I don't. Well, Scavenging Ooze is going in, obviously. We are building around the Guardian project. I don't mind one of these either. That's a lot of 2-drops though. I need to get to like the mid-range and the beef. It's going to be predominantly singleton. I feel like that's enough ramp and I can get to the 3-drops and just play some solid, valuable 3-drops. I mean, why do we even need the blue? We could just do mono green, Guardian project, go go. What is the goal here? To build a deck that utilizes the Guardian project and the nature of the deck it's requiring us to build, which would be a singleton deck, to get some wins. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking when I'm like, we could just go mono green, because the Old Growth Troll is just great. Why would I not want that? Augur of Autumn lets you play crap from the top of your deck, which is just more card advantage. I think we like that. This will be for Explorer. What does this do? Enters the battlefield or attacks, exile a card from a graveyard. So it sort of ramps me and messes with my opponent's mana. Cool. This just gives me a card draw piece, right? We're going to end up cutting some of these, I'm sure, but until we get to that point, like, I'm just going to play everything, right? I remember liking this back in the day. It just exiles thing from the graveyard, though. It's like a Cemetery Prowler, but not as good. I don't need Eska. I don't think we want to put Eska's Chariot in here either. That seems to kind of go against what we're trying to do, which is get them with creatures. Hexproof from black, draw cards when it chonks. I mean, I could see that being all right too. The main thing here, I think, is just to kind of dig through here and find the toolbox pieces. So I want to make sure I get all of them in a few ways to close out a game too. I remember liking that as a mana sink because this is non-token. Okay, so that doesn't really work with it. Not that it would be bad, just that not my jam. So this does come back into play as a creature. I can't search for it. I don't think I'm in love with that. Jade Light, good candidate. Fair. Galta? Yeah, we'll play Galta for sure. Probably play Llanowar Visionary too. Like, again, it's getting a little heavy right now, but that's fine. There's probably better artifact destruction than Manglehorn, right? If there's not, we can use that. Yeah, I know the 2/1 dude is in this format. I'd rather just play that. Yeah, Reclamation Sage is the one I'm thinking of. This one, it's just that, but better. I don't think I need Ronus. I like Scute Swarm. Yeah, those are just like super powerful cards, which I'm not opposed to playing. I just kind of like the idea that the deck is built around, these are things I want to go search up. Like, this is just super powerful and goes in a lot of decks, but that doesn't exactly make me excited. Brontabro, I think you can just play, though. Like, he seems fine. That fits the toolbox nature that I'm sort of looking for. What do you do again? Whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker, venture into the dungeon. That seems pretty cool. I'll play that. Get in there, buddy. All right, we can play a Thorn Mammoth. I'm game. I may not have room for anything besides creatures. I need some creatures that come into play and fight. Yeah, I need to get to the big stuff for sure. That's a good searcher-upper too. But I mean, I've got too many things that are doing the same thing. The whole point of a toolbox is I only need to play 1 or 2 copies of it. All right, I think me scrolling through the creatures to see what's cool is less interesting than finding this. So let's get to the good stuff. Is Craterhoof in here? Is that legal? I don't think Craterhoof Behemoth is in here. We've got it set to collected or not collected creatures. I do like Kogla. Like, that just seems great. And somebody suggested Thorn. Raise Boars. Okay. You guys wanted Thorn Mammoth? Was that what you wanted? Whenever a Thorn Mammoth or another creature enters the battlefield, it fights. All right, we're doing that. There's our removal. It's just arbitrarily large and not interesting. Yeah, Raise Boars works. I guess I can still have the green filter on. There we go. So we've got that to get. Like, I don't have enough big stuff. What else can we get that's big? I need big things. We'll look for green stuff with... Can you not look by mana value? Oh, you can. 5, 6, and 7. God Eternal Ronus. I think I like God Eternal Ronus. Questing Beast is legal. I don't know that I want to throw it in here. It's a little just too powerful. I like Biogenic Ooze. That's fun. There's an arbitrarily large thing I can get. Like Starix. Starix is interesting enough to play. Sure, let's do something with Starix. I guess I shouldn't, like, be afraid to play good cards. Consuming Blob is just fun. Okay, there's arbitrarily dumb big green thing. We did it. I do want Galta. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything else. MTG Lego, thank you for the resub. Is Starix good enough in a non-mutate deck? Probably not. Good call. Oh yeah, dude, we're playing the Tarask. Okay, there you go. That's really all I need. Like Galta and Tarask. I don't think I want any Planeswalker. I don't know how to spell Tarusk, apparently. Titan of Industry. Yeah, that seems pretty dumb. There it is. All right, so let's craft these and then make some cuts. Because this deck probably wants about 24 lands. It does have 1, 2, just 2 lands in it currently. So I probably don't need the Paradise Druid. It's just like a bad version of what I'm doing, and I can probably cut the Caryatid. This still gives me a decent amount of ramp, but it keeps the ramp focused on green. I don't need to be playing this tracker. I've got card, like the whole point of this and the shared summons was the toolbox. I did cut the learn package. It's going to have to be something here. I don't think I need Jade Light Ranger. Like, there's enough value built into this deck anyway. Well, this is what we're doing on turn 4, obviously. Why do I need other cards? Like, we build a deck around this. I think I'm good with one more cut. This Harbinger's just kind of silly. That doesn't make any sense either. All right, so let's do lands that are green. Are there any non-basic lands that I want? I presume there are. Yeah, there's literally no downside to playing 4 of those. That's already hate for stuff we already can hate on. No reason not to play these layers of the Hydra, obviously. Although, this irritates me. I paid for this style because I like it, and it still defaults to the other one that I don't like. Yeah, I guess there is literally no downside to it, except it's not a forest, but yeah, you play one of them, fine. That's probably it though, right? And we just stuff the rest with forests. Oh, good call, Orcish Artillery. I don't want Consuming Blob here because it's not doing anything. That's a really good catch. We're going to need a replacement card for that. Anybody got any suggestions for like a solid 5? Did I select 4? I did. I mean, the Arborback Stomper isn't actually crazy. Gnarled Professor and some Learny cards. It's not crazy. I kind of like the idea of I can tutor up some life gain. Is Thragtusk legal? Because if so, then we're just doing that. That can't be legal. If so, why didn't somebody tell me this and let me put it in here earlier? Lynn mentioned it first? Okay, good call. I don't think Thragtusk is legal. The new version, Workshop. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. You want me to look for a war chief? Workshop war chief. Okay, never heard of that card. Gain 3 life when it dies, take a token. I mean, I guess. I like the raw life gain of the Stomper, I think. Like, the reason I wanted it was so there was some life gain. I'd rather have the 5 life. If we're looking for this, it's because we're playing mono red and want to gain some life. I don't need the token. I got value everywhere. I think I dig this. Oh, I can't craft these. Why does it? Oh, because I have it set to show me things that I could craft or not craft. Sometimes the interface make me crazy. Two of them match. Should be fine. All right, so for mono green, I mean, this kind of screams mono green. All right, cool. Let's go party. Round 1, fight. Well, we've got the Guardian project in hand. I could draw ramp dudes or land. I think we keep this, although I'm a little nervous about it. We'll see where it might go. Oh, sadly, I've got to mute this opponent. That dog is incredibly annoying. It just zaps around the whole time and makes a bunch of noise. That is the only pet I have excluded from the Pick My Pet reward. I'm not doing that. It's annoying. Interesting. Somebody's got a plan. Yeah, I had that one before, but I just hated it. And that kind of went against my whole plan of I'm not going to have channel rewards that I hate. One thing I really don't like is watching streamers who have channel point rewards that do something that makes them obviously unhappy. Like, I'll eat this vomit flavored jelly bean. I'm like, I don't want to watch somebody do that. I've never quite understood that sort of incentive. Yeah, but I never gave him $1 and never watched, I guess. But that was certainly one of the kids at school. That's just capitalism in action, I guess. I will block you like a hurricane. old growth forest. I kind of feel like if I don't do this first, I'm letting the deck down. I don't think this is the right call, but like, it's not called the Arborback Stomper deck, right? Huzzah! And we get to draw a card. That's important. So I want a token and some life. Don't want to blow up my own Guardian project. Yeah, the deck is basically perfect. I don't know why we would change anything. I do kind of want to cast a shared summons at some point, but that appears to not be what we need now. Figure the longer I keep blocking, the more likely it is we can cast all of our hand, which I would very much like to do. Pretty sure they were going to Doomblade me there or something. And then they didn't. I'm confused. This isn't a brew, we just built a tier 1 deck that no one knew about. Yeah, I love the idea that we can play the Florahedron and like draw a card, play the elf, draw a card. That's pretty cool. One of these has reach. Yeah, that has reach. Okay. So I can harpoon it, it just doesn't do anything. Obviously well, do I want to play the other one? Yeah, let me know if Untap's not working. Because that seems like something we would want working, especially with this. So this is going to continue to grow, but I've got a bunch of reachers. Do I just not care? I guess I've got a ton of cards I can draw, so let's start with that and playing another Reacher. I should have activated Garenberg. Right, it may need an update. There was an arena update today. I imagine it's still incredibly safe to attack with Galta and the Arborback Stomper. Yeah, I should have had an extra mana. I'm bad and I feel bad. We're not going to talk about it. Seems good, man. Demonic Embrace, huh? All right. Magic card today is the Guardian Project. And I mean, we've obviously just broken it. It's a little too easy. Keepable? Keepable. I wouldn't say it's lovely, but it's keepable. Probably just run this out with a handful of 5s unless I draw another land. Or they take it. Nice. Thank you very much for suggesting the Guardian Project, Mobo. This has been fun so far. Very good suggestion. I suppose sometimes we're just going to draw the top end without any of the ramp, and that's that. That kind of nerfs off our whole deck, doesn't it?
Just the trick for this.
We're going to have to kill Narset. Obviously. Everybody grab a leg.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
So they're looking to counter something, which is super fun. I'm just like, I want to play my green cards.
I am that which nightmare says. You.
Neat. There's all the lands we needed to draw. Cool. I'll give it one more turn to draw a land, and then we scoop them up. There's no need to sit here and suffer.
This
is Jeopardy! Alright, you got me. Control decks, ladies and gentlemen. You might be right about that, Croaker. You could certainly find a few Tarasks in bronze, I reckon. This board is incredibly bright. Like, it hurts me a little bit to look at. Don't much care for it. Honk. I still don't understand why you can't pick your own board. Like, that seems like such an easy thing to monetize. Guardian Project, go, go! Go ahead and read it. You know you want to. They haven't read my Guardian Project. I don't really know what to do with that. I was thinking we could potentially draw a land off of that. That's interesting. I got a feeling we're going to want to blow that up. Assume your opponent has played Brawl and knows the cards by heart. Might be the case. There's not a ranked mode for Brawl, is there? They should do that. I wonder why they don't. Seems kind of like a no-brainer. Yeah. I reckon I do want to blow it up. Hiya! Brawl is all ranked. Are you serious, Track? Maybe I want to play Brawl. They blew up my thing. Oh, yeah, it's super funny. All right, I'll make some oozes. Cha. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they're doing. It's interesting. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Sorry, I thought it was a kind of, that's a kind of joke that I typically don't find that funny, but you weren't joking. I was talking about Brawl and Magic. I'm sorry, Drac. What does that do? Whenever you draw a card, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay. We still got value out of our Guardian project. Oh, I don't have enough. Lame. Acha! I guess just random green stompy things ain't so bad. Like, we did get to use the Guardian project, right? Before they exiled it? Yeah, it did some work here. This one can count as a win. Fair enough, try. Fair enough. Acha! My apologies. I was talking about the Brawl format in Magic. I'm like, that might actually be fun if it was ranked. I could see me kind of getting into a singleton ranked format. I'm not sure why that matters, but once you make some formats ranked and others not, it feels kind of bad to be playing the not ranked ones. I like hands with Land of War Elves and Guardian projects. Everybody grab a leg. Witch's Oven, that's a super fun card. Thank you, Lynn. Bake you some tasty, tasty cats. I assume part of that combo is banned in this format because it's been banned everywhere else, but can they just make cats and infinitely oven me? Can they bake me to death? I kind of don't mind discarding it to Ross. It's a bit of a flex, but I can dig it. It is legal here? That's insane. All right. So Easy Bake Oven is actually a competitive deck. That offends me. Honk. Looks like a cool deck. I'm kind of a sucker for anything that has Croxa in it, though. All right, it is our time to shine, clearly. Because we're doing it. Prepare to be guardianed. Hacha! I'm gonna allow that one. Thank you, Buttspot. Never changed, my friend. All right, so we probably will need to shared summons a way to defeat that. If I play this, I can't cast the summon, so I think I'm just going to cast it now. Get our 2 artifact killers, play them, draw some cards. This is a slow and complicated way to pull this off, but here we are. I imagine Scavenging Ooze and the Wreck Sage are what we're most interested in. Well, they got the cat. Kind of glad we got the ooze. I don't really have an opportunity to get it though, right? Unless I just have infinite green mana. As long as they know how it works. Which presumably they do. Yuck. I was using that. I think we go ahead and nom these since we've got the opportunity to do so. Like, at least we're not dealing with that too. I can at least blow up one of the ovens, and I have another creature that could blow up the other oven potentially, given the fullness of time. That might not have been better than playing the Cobra first. I guess we'll see. Actually, it kind of works out as sort of the same thing, doesn't it? Okay, that'll get the other one. Eventually. Yeah, the Storybook Brawl tournaments work where you have to hit Mythic in the previous month. So I'm qualified for the one for this month, but not next month yet. I am planning to play some Storybook Brawl this afternoon and go ahead and get queued for that ideally. I kind of want to do some more Explorer brewing, but in a more serious note, because I'm going to play in one of the Degenerate Opens for Degenerate Gaming that's Explorer. So that one's actually a bit more competitive. But it's on the 28th. I've got some time before that. I think it would be a feel bad if like you made Mythic after the tournament had happened, right? So I see why they do it the way they do. I think it's actually a good idea. It's just kind of disappointing if you hit Mythic for the first time and you're like, wait, what? I think we're actually doing okay here. Kind of wasn't anticipating that. You're pretty well positioned. I hope you get it, Raptors. It would be kind of nice to have a little more graveyard hate. Not really any attacks yet, though. That doesn't seem super useful to kill those Stitches suppliers. I don't have any more graveyard hate, right? I don't remember any. Oh yeah, Cemetery Prowler. It's Sorcery Speed. That one's a little rough. I think I like trying to go for the kill here. Hacha! Hey, what's up, Texas? I'm having a good time brewing around cards in Explorer. This is part of a new series I'm doing on my YouTube and on my Twitch. And this is our Guardian Project deck. We built it today. We're playing it to get a couple wins. But life changes a little bit with Babby here. Like the amount of time you have to invest in things is different. Like I kind of got the idea because I was watching a bunch of hardcore Tarkov videos, which is basically a self-imposed rule set for a challenge run in Tarkov, which is already a very difficult game. And I was like, how could I do some sort of challenge run I was thinking of Storybook Brawl at the time, but I was like, I really couldn't there, but I could think of a way to do it in Magic or Hearthstone. I was like, well, I've already got nearly every card in Magic. Yeah, it went live last night, Techno Shaman. I was watching Trinet play it at 4 in the morning. I mean, I guess we just try to kill him here. Let's do that. Kaboom! Guardian Project. No problem. Powerful gaming right here. Powerful gaming. And a very heartfelt thank you, everybody grab a leg, to my patrons. Thank you Punk, Joe, Jesse, Jacob, Scott, Fasty, Rich, Brandon, Jazzy, Craig, and Geis. I appreciate y'all.